I really wasn't expecting too much from this printer, but I gotta tell you, I love this thing. If this printer was a person, it would be that dude that shows up to a party, kind of slips in the door, no one even notices or looks his way. He'd be working through his way through the crowd, you know, showed up wearing some old jeans he got at Walmart, maybe a t-shirt with a hole in it. He'd make his way to the dance floor, he'd get out there and absolutely crush it. That's what this printer's like. You're looking at a fully enclosed CoreXY machine. It has a cast aluminum frame, metal clad, and a glass lid and door. That glass lid and door does give it a very premium feel. I personally wish it was acrylic or plastic, something I don't have to worry about breaking. Let's go over some of the specs for this machine. It has a build volume of 256 millimeters cubed. The nozzle is a hardened brass nozzle, probably has a steel insert for those abrasive materials. It'll handle 320C. The bed is good to 110C. The extruder is all metal, dual hardened direct drive gears. It has auto calibration, chamber camera, filament runout sensor, and an LED light. What more could you ask for? Don't even start. I know you're listing off stuff. For this price, what more can you ask for? Okay? Let's go over the dimensions real quick. Including the filament, it's 482 millimeters wide. Or without the filament, it's 394 millimeters. It's 406 millimeters deep without the display or the poop bucket, or 464 millimeters with the display. And finally, it's 540 millimeters with the display and the poop bucket. In the Z, we are looking at 502 millimeters in the stock configuration. If you add a riser, I added a riser, my printer is coming in at 533 millimeters tall. It's peel time. The display on this machine is not the biggest, but it's full color and very responsive. It's a very clean menu to work through. This machine also uses Orca Slicer, which I love, and it's very easy to get set up and start working, and you can transfer files wirelessly. Well, let's go over a few of the things I've printed on this machine. At the time of recording this, I have about 70 hours. I feel like I wish I had a little more, but I think that's enough to give me a good idea on how it's printing. So here's what we have. First up, the FDM test, and 4 of the pins came out of this, which that's a really good sign. This also has excellent bridging. As you can see here, this was a very good print. What is next? Oh, wait, before I go any further, this machine is a pooper, right? Obviously, this is the amount of poop it's generated. Actually, I think there's a little bit more, but for the most part, that's it. Next up is the poop bucket. So this is a cute little file. I'm sure you've seen it on other videos. It prints pretty quick. It's very clean print. Yeah, it's nice. So, good little print. All right, next up, the boat that everyone loves to hate, the very adorable Benchy. So this green one is PLA. This was the pre-sliced file that came on the machine. As you would expect, it is great. However, there is some stringing there in the doorway. That's kind of strange, but it came out very nice otherwise. These other 2 are done in PETG. This black one, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Looks good. And this black and white one, it was the test on what happens if you run out of filament, right? So this one turned out actually really nice. And this, even with the color change, is a fantastic print. That is, well, really all of them are pretty much perfect Benchies, I would say. They're all very, very nice. Oof. The torture toaster. I don't even know what to say. The outside looks fantastic, except for the top. This top is just hot garbage. I don't know what happened there. But the sides of this print are beautiful. Something happened on the inside. This little handle got fused and it just went bad. But the exterior is amazing. This whistle was a challenge. I figured I would try it again. The filament run out test, right? That procedure. And it stopped just like it should have. But when I went to load the next color in, or the reload the filament from when it ran out, it just wouldn't accept it. It acted like it was taking, but it just didn't work. I think that was probably just a fluke, but nevertheless, this print was a failure. And the last thing I'll show you today is this. So this print is just an extension for the poop bucket. So I got rid of the poop bucket. I printed a little slide. It slides down, drops around the corner. This slides in there right underneath the filament roll, and the waste drops in it. This has a couple things going on. One is a real nasty elephant foot. I mean, this is rough. And talk about rough, the side of this VFA, it's like a washboard. It is very ugly. Let's not forget the first layer. Let's take a look at that real quick. First layer in PLA. It had some issues here. Can you see those? Is that where it is? So I figured let's give it one more chance. And I came up with this. And this is very nice. Let's see, let's hold it up to the light. Yeah, there's a little bit right here that's not fantastic. I think just the bed wasn't leveled. I think initially people think the Z is too high, but the Z was great here. So on that side of the bed though, it wasn't. But it looks very nice. Let's see, where's the grain here? All right. Nope, it did not snap, it bent. That's nice. That is nice. Let's pump the brakes on the love train a little bit. This printer does have a couple issues. The first is that case light. It's kind of like a flickering candle in a cave, not so much like an actual work light that's usable. The next thing is the camera, but those kind of go hand in hand. The issue could just be the light, or it could be a bad camera. I think it's kind of a mixture of both, because I replaced the light and it's still pretty bad. It was so bad that if I had a black print against that backdrop of that black case inside there, you couldn't even see the print until it got pretty high. Look at this. It's a little ridiculous. And the last thing is common with most modern CoreXY machines is that filament path. It is very tight, and you can see it here. What I did is I just put a riser on it and I unclipped it from the cable chain, and that gave it a much better path. But this is all these things are pretty common, not the light and the camera being an issue. At least it has a camera. It's at least good to monitor your prints. You are definitely not pulling any time lapses off of it, but it's good to monitor your prints. And for the price point, that's good enough, I think. That is something to keep in mind with this. It's easy to complain about the things wrong with the machine, but for this machine, for the price, you're getting a lot for your money, and it does a lot. Given the obvious flaws we just talked about, there are a few things I needed to change. First up is this light situation. I already had this magnetic LED light strip, and it just attaches right on the inside of the case. The problem I had was getting the cord out. So I redesigned the spool mount and put a little slot in there, and now it exits the side of the printer, and you can see the switch right there. Works nice. The other thing is, you can see in this picture, my printer sits on the top shelf, and the lid is sitting right about 5.5 feet high. So I need a solution that when I print PLA, I can open the top, right? And I don't want to be taking it off and on constantly because I'm sure I will break it. So I found this riser on Printables. I had to do a little modification though. I made this little custom bracket that holds it down in the front, and you can see it just slides open and closes nicely. And the last thing I did was right where the filament runout sensor is, there's a little hole there. So somebody made this little plug for it. So I just printed that out and it plugs right in. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Durability and longevity. So at $299, I think we can all agree some compromises had to be made. But where did they make them? My bet is motors, belts, wiring, circuitry, you know, all the bits under the hood. The areas that got the money seem to be that beefy frame, the metal cladding, the glass door and lid. It looks very nice on the outside. The screen. What all that means is the parts that you're going to interact with on a daily basis, that's where they put the money. Stuff under the hood, I think they had to make some cuts there. You have to. To deliver this for $299, you can't have everything. Here's my honest opinion. This printer doesn't just punch above its weight class. It absolutely ignores its class. However, if you're looking for a printer that does high temp materials and is loaded with luxury features, keep saving your money. This is not the machine for you. But if you want a beautifully built, robust, reliable, at 66 hours, machine that is ready to rock right out of the box for $299, this is the machine for you. I keep saying that price because it is freaking unbelievable. $299. When you see the prints you're going to get off this, you're going to be blown away. $299. Are you freaking kidding me? I think that if you would hand this printer to someone, not talk about the price, they would easily think this was $500-600 machine, without a doubt. So, who would this machine be good for? I would say, first printer, absolutely. If you're a hobbyist, yeah. If you are either of those and you're on a tight budget, this is also an excellent machine for that. Are there better machines? Yes, but not for this price. In this price point, this machine is fantastic. So if you want a printer that works right out of the box on the cheap, this is worth your consideration. Well, I think that's it. If this video was not helpful, then it's probably just like the other videos I've made, and you can expect more of the same from me. If this video helped you out, I'm very surprised. Don't tell me, because we don't want me to get a big head. And honestly, raise your standards. You deserve better than this, okay? Anyways, look out for more reviews, experiments, failed prints, failed projects. Who knows what you're going to get. Just look out for more of it. Let me know if you think I got this totally wrong, because I clearly could have. I probably did. But let me know. If you don't think this is a go-to printer on the cheap, what do you recommend? $299. Keep that in mind. $299. That is cheap. We're done. I don't know where you are. It's 1326 here. It's about 98 degrees outside, and it is beer 30.